Did you know our own galaxy, the Milky Way, has to breathe to stay alive? It's true. Today, we're going to explore the incredible cosmic ventilation system that makes it all possible. Let's get into it.
But let's start with a kind of wild question. Can a galaxy actually suffocate? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But for a busy, star-forming galaxy like ours, it is a very real danger. Basically, it has to take out its own trash, or to literally choke on its own fumes.
So, what would a suffocating galaxy even look like? Well, think about it. Just like any living thing, a galaxy has to deal with the waste products of its own activities if it wants to keep going.
See, without this critical process that scientists call galactic outflow, our galaxy would get so clogged up with its own chemical waste that making new stars would just stop. We're talking life or death stakes here, but on a mind-boggling cosmic scale.
Okay, so the problem we're talking about is basically a kind of metal poisoning. But hold on, when we say metals in space, what are we actually talking about? And where does this stuff even come from?
And this is where the lingo gets a little weird, but it's super important. When astronomers talk about metals, they don't just mean stuff like iron or gold. They mean literally everything on the periodic table besides hydrogen and helium. You know, all the good stuff. Carbon, oxygen, iron, the crucial building blocks of, well, us.
So here's the play-by-play of how this galactic pollution happens. Step 1, you've got stars, which are basically these giant cosmic factories, churning out all these heavy elements. Step 2, when big stars die, they go out with a bang, a supernova, and they blast all those newly made metals out into the galaxy's main disk. And that leads to Step 3. All that hot, heavy gas starts to build up. It creates this cosmic traffic jam, a clog that grinds new star formation to a complete halt.
All right, so that's the big problem. But, and this is the cool part, the galaxy has this amazing, super elegant solution: magnetic chimneys. Yeah, the galaxy's own magnetic field is the hero of this story.
And you can see that transformation right here. Normally, the magnetic field lines just lie flat, running parallel with the disk of the galaxy. Pretty calm. But then, bam, those supernovas go off. The sheer energy from those explosions just punches right through the field, forcing the lines to break open and stand straight up, forming these gigantic vertical towers.
Now remember all that hot, metal-rich gas? It's not just gas, it's a plasma. And that means it's electrically charged. And because it's charged, it essentially gets latched onto these magnetic field lines. So when those lines pop up and stand vertically, they become the perfect escape route, like these giant chimneys, funneling all that hot junk up and out of the galaxy.
This quote from the research really nails the physics of what's happening. The field lines work like an elastic funnel. So it's not just a passive guide. They actually squeeze the gas together and give it this powerful push, a kind of magnetic pressure that helps it blast off and escape the galaxy's massive gravity.
Okay, but it gets even cooler. This isn't just about taking out the trash. What we're looking at is a full-blown, sustainable recycling system, and it has an awesome name, the Galactic Fountain.
Right, so you're probably wondering, where does all this hot gas go? It gets shot out into what's called the galactic halo. This is this huge, mostly empty sphere of space that surrounds our entire galaxy. You can picture it like a giant cosmic cooling tank.
And here's the whole round trip. First, the hot gas gets pushed up those magnetic chimneys. It travels way out into the halo where it just chills out. For millions of years, it cools down, and once it's cool enough, gravity starts to win again. It gently pulls that clean gas back down onto the disk, like a slow cosmic rain.
And that whole amazing cycle, this beautiful, self-sustaining loop, that is what astronomers call the Galactic Fountain. It's literally the galaxy exhaling hot, used-up gas and then inhaling cool, fresh gas that's ready to kickstart a whole new generation of stars. It's the cycle of life for the Milky Way.
All right, let's wrap this up. Why is this cosmic breathing thing so incredibly important for our galaxy? I mean, why should we care?
Well, it really boils down to 3 key things. 1, it's like a giant radiator. It vents all that excess heat, keeping the disk cool enough for new stars to actually form. 2, it's a cosmic mixer. It spreads those heavy elements around so they don't get stuck in one place. And 3, and this is huge, it builds up this massive reservoir of gas in the halo. It's like a giant fuel tank for the future, extending the galaxy's life.
And the impact of this is just staggering. We're talking about a process that extends the star-making life of the Milky Way by millions, maybe even billions of years.
It is literally the difference between a galaxy that's alive and vibrant and one that's just dead.
And that really brings us back to the beginning. We've seen how our galaxy has to breathe to stay alive. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What happens when a galaxy's breathing finally stops?